Yarny friends, this is Stephanie with Stephanie's Yarn Escape. Thank you for joining me today for episode number 62. This is a crochet podcast where I take you on my yarniest adventures in hopes that you find some sort of inspiration. So grab your favorite beverage, prop those feet up because you deserve to, and enjoy what I have to share. So today I have a new WIP, 2 WIPs that I've been working on, and a finished item. Yay me! So let's just get into it, shall we? Okay, so first off, my new WIP. Now, I don't know if you guys got on the craze that the Canadian crocheter showed on her one episode last week, I believe, of the 2-colored granny square by Olga Poltava. It's on YouTube. She has a tutorial on there. The Canadian crocheter showed a blanket that she did in that design, and now it's like all the craze. So my Knit Night girls encouraged me to do one. So I mean, it wasn't hard to encourage me, really. They just showed it. I was like, okay, I'm in. So yes, I started one, and it's currently being housed in this bag. Can I tell you something? I have so many WIPs going on. So many. And it's been a very long time since I've had this many. I usually have it under control, but not right now. It is out of control of how many WIPs. So I have 2 carts that I usually keep my WIPs on. I have one cart that I designate for the no filter fiber cast that I do with Crochet Creations by Christy. I have a cart of the WIPs that I have on there, which has also been overtaken by other WIPs that I'm doing. And the other cart is more WIPs, and then I have bags, stuff housed in bags. I try and maintain my WIPs to fit onto my cart in the bags. Like I have different bags for different things that I designate it for, like hats and amigurumi and stuff like that. Usually stay on my cart, but it is overtaken by WIPs, and therefore, oh my gosh, guys, I cannot. And I still have one more project I have to start for an order, which I'm hoping to do this week. It's just crazy the amount of WIPs I have. I got to stop starting stuff. So stop showing me things that I want to make. So anyways, enough of that little tangent there. It's being housed in this bag because I'm out of WIP bags. And this bag I got from 31 years and years ago. This used to be my only WIP bag once upon a time, many, many moons ago. This bag here, I used to only house all my WIPs. This is the bag I took out of my yarn room, went to the living room, had my hooks and everything in it. And that was that. And to think back, when all my WIPs used to fit in here, I used to only have like 2, 3 WIPs. I used to have like a blanket and maybe a small project or 2. And that was it. How did I live that way? I have no idea. Anyways, so it's being housed in that because I'm out of project bags. They're all being housed with something. Anyways, so the 2-colored granny. Here is mine. This is mine so far. I'm really enjoying working on this. Really, really enjoying it. That was the back. Let me show you the front. Here's the front. That was the back. Here's the front. It's Sunday. Whatever. Here's the front. So this pattern is super easy. Once you get going, it's very mindless. One of those patterns that you can work on in front of the TV. You have to pay a little bit of attention to where you're at, but not that bad. I really, really like this. I do want to make some others similar to this. The yarn I'm using, I went stash diving. I kind of was having a hard time deciding the colors that I wanted to use for this project, and I went stash diving, and I told my Knit Night girls, I'm like, I should have just went, because we all couldn't decide what colors we wanted to do. Like, I should have just went shopping and, you know, picked from the shelf. But no, I went stash shopping. And the yarn I'm using is this yarn here. This is All Things You yarn. It's a baby yarn. This, I don't believe, is any for sale any longer. Not in my town, but a couple towns over. I call it going over the mountain. There was a Pat Catans before there was a Michaels. And they had a large selection of yarn, and it was really good pricing. And they had this yarn. And this is 100% acrylic. It's a size 3. There are 446 yards. And this is the colorway Soft Gray. So that's the one color. And I have 4 skeins of this. And then the other color I'm using is some Lion Brand Cupcake. This is the colorway Sea Breeze. And this is 100% acrylic, 590 yards, and it's also a size 3. I'm using an H hook for this pattern. Now, what I wanted to do is I had 3 cakes of this and 4 skeins of this. And I wanted to use, because these cakes have been in my stash for a while. Oh, actually, this yarn has been in my stash for a while too, because I think Michael's went over there about a year or 2 ago. So it's been in my stash for quite some time now. And I wanted to at least use up so this cake was gone. But with this pattern, it's the single crochet row that I'm using the cake on, and I'm definitely going to run out of gray yarn before I run out of cake yarn. So I'm probably going to use at least 1 cake, and I have 3 of them. And then to these 4 grays. Maybe even dig into the second cake. I'm just going to keep going until it's getting to that point where it's too big or I run out of gray yarn. Preferably of the cake yarn, which is what I was going for, but because I can get gray in anything. But we'll see what happens. I'm just going to keep going to my liking and go from there. So this, I haven't used much of the cake. I've used the dark orange in the center here, and I went to this more just orange color, and I'm getting ready to go to the light orange and then white. So I can't wait for it to switch colors there and see what it looks like. Love this pattern. I do plan on making others. I thought about making an opposing one with the cupcake yarn and then matching it with the gray. Doing where my gray is, doing the cupcake yarn, and then putting gray in my background. So I thought about doing that to use up the rest of the cupcake yarn, but we'll see. We'll see where that takes us. So yes, like I said, I highly recommend it. I did hop right on that bandwagon right there and without hesitation, and I'm going with it. I really, really enjoy it. So there's that project. I'm not starting anything new besides the one I have to start for an order. That's it. No more new projects until I get my WIPs cleaned up some. So, yeah. The other WIP that I worked on this week is my baby striped blanket. It needs to get more love. I need to get it done because I want to start another baby set, but I'm not starting it until I'm done with this. And the baby is going to be a month old and I'm still not done. So this is going to be high up on my priority list until it's done. So here it is. Hold on, I'm hooked. There we go. Here it is so far. I just love it. It got a little bit of love this week. I'm hooked. So there's my stitch marker. Now, Christy from Crochet Creations gifted me this. It won't turn around. So it did get a little bit of love this week. It needs to get more love. Definitely needs to get more love. It's being housed in this bag here that one of my Knit Night girls gifted me for my birthday, Karen. I love this bag. This is going to be my baby set project bag. because it's a good size. Excuse me. So, yes, I like to try, most of the time I like to try have a baby set going. It's not always a priority, but this week it's got to be a priority. I want to get it done. On the blanket, there's going to be a little manatee applique in the corner. So, where am I at? How much do I have? I have some ends to weave in, clearly. I don't have a whole lot. Let's see. I'm repeating this section here. So I got to do a section like this. Basically, I got to repeat after I'm done with this white. I got to repeat from here to the bottom, and it's done. And then I'll put on the applique. So it's getting there. It's not going to be much longer. Excuse me, my throat is so dry. This here is my sketch that I did. So when the girl approached me with what she wanted, basically she was after the manatee on the blanket. And we just kind of coordinated the colors. Here's my sketch. I was going to stop sooner. So once I got to here, I was going to repeat this, but it wasn't going to be that long. And I like to make my versus wide. I like to make my baby blankets a little bit bigger because they grow so quickly. And I can't, you know, I just want to make them bigger so they can have them and use them a lot longer. So I make them a little bit wider. So if I just repeated this after here, it wasn't going to be long enough for how wide it is. So I did I don't know where I messed up in my math. I thought I spent a lot of time doing this math. But it's okay. I fixed it up, last minute tweak. And yeah, I'll get there. But the yarn I'm using for this is I love this yarn, which is a new favorite of mine. Well, not new anymore. It's been a favorite of mine for a little bit now since I had easier access to Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby was, the closest one to me was about an hour away. And then they put one that's a little bit closer to me. So it's easier accessible. I love this yarn. And let's see here. This color here is sea blue. And then glacier. This pretty pink, rosy cheeks. I want to get some more of that. I really love that pink. And white. So these colors make up this blanket here so far. Now I do have a couple other colors in my bag here for the manatee. And I don't think I've showed you guys that yet. So I'll give you a quick show here. I just like putting things back in the bag as I'm showing it. Just a little bit of OCD of mine. But that's what I'm doing now. I have two other colors in here that is for the manatee. Linen and mint green. So those are for the little manatee applique that I'm going to be adding. That'll make more sense once I show you. So this is 100% acrylic yarn, 355 yards, and it's a 4 medium. So I'm really enjoying this yarn for amigurumi and blankets now. And I'm trying to get more into my stash. So just to have those colors in there to refer to whenever I start a new project, which hopefully there isn't too many more until I get some things done. The other WIP that I'm working on, this is my amigurumi bag, Attack of the Amigurumi 2022 for the January theme, which is nighttime animals, nocturnal animals, animals that are awake at night. I'm doing an owl out of this Peekapayu 2 book. And his name is Newton Owl. I thought it was so stinking cute. This got a lot of love recently because, I mean, it's about the end of January here. And so I want to try and stay on track so I can get next month's theme now started, which I will announce here shortly. So let me show you. So last time I showed you, I had just had the head done and a little bit of the body. Well, so the body is done. He kind of looks like a penguin right now. So that's okay. Once I finish the other parts here, I'm almost done with the other parts. He will look more of like an owl, but right now he just looks like a penguin. So the body here, the pattern called for stopping the plaid part after this section here. So I did an extra one because I felt like he was a little short. So I just wanted to make him a little bit longer. And then you end off with the color of the body. Now I do have some other parts done. I have 2 wings. I have not made wings like this before. Very interested to see. I see once he gets his wings on, he's going to look more like an owl. And his little ears. Now the ears are a little bit different. They're in 4 pieces. And they're just these little tiny tubes. I have to make 4, 2 for each side. And I'll show you in the picture. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. So in the picture, look at his ears. So they're a little bit different than what I usually see in owl amigurumi. So I think that's really unique and cool. Such a learning experience with this amigurumi. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually excited to make some other ones out of this book. I was thinking about, once I announce next month's theme, I'll talk more about that. But so I never did color work with an amigurumi before, so that was one learning thing. I've done color work with blankets, which I love, but I haven't done it with amigurumi, which was a whole new learning experience for me. He just went flying on my hands. So yes, I really enjoyed it. Definitely different. I'm willing to do more like that. So that's interesting. I think the details versus doing the details as you go with the color work versus attaching the eyes and stuff, I really enjoyed that. So, and this wing, I've never made anything like it. It was super simple. It looks hard, but it's not. You just go to read what you're doing. At first I was like, what? What's it want me to do? But there's lots of pictures in that book for you to refer to. So I think that it's going to be very cute once it's done. Very excited. So all I have left is to make the other ear, the tail, and the feet. And that's it. So they're just small parts. So between the baby blanket and my owl, those are getting the love this week. Those 2 things, yes, is get my love. So the yarn I'm using for that is, for the body of the owl, I'm using Big Twist Value. And this is the color taupe. It's 100% acrylic. 4 medium, 380 yards. So I have taupe. And then I'm using ivory and wine for the body. And then for the other part of the plaid, I pulled this out of my stash because I had a different red. If you guys remember from my last episode, I had a different red color that I was going to use for the plaid, and I just wasn't feeling it. Switched it out for this pink, and I think that was a very good decision. And this is light rose. This is an older version of the Big Twist, and the only difference is the yardage. 371 yards. So, and I really like this pink color. And I think as far as switching it out, it was a good decision because look how cute it is now. Like, well, it was cute to begin with. It was just a regular red color that was here. And so just wasn't, I was working on it and I just wasn't feeling it. And I thought, I'm just going to switch it out for a pink. And I'm glad I did because I think it made a world of a difference. So, yay. So hopefully that'll be finished next week. For those that are new to the channel, first of all, welcome and thank you for joining. It's a year-long make-along. I did it last year for 2021. Attack of the Amigurumi 2021 is what it was called. I did that challenge because I wanted to work on my amigurumi skills. I was not a fan of amigurumi. Loved what I saw of amigurumi. Loved so many patterns. So I wanted to do so many, but I just wasn't, my skills weren't there. So I did the challenge to improve my skills, and there's people that love making amigurumi, so that was, they jumped on that. And there's people that also was like me and wanted to improve their amigurumi skills. I have come leaps and bounds with my amigurumi making. My goodness. Loving making amigurumi now. It's one of my favorites. So I continued the challenge on to 2022. One of the reasons was because I loved doing it so much in 2021. I wanted to do it again. And there were so many themes I wanted to do. I couldn't get them all in. So continued on to 2022. More than likely, it's going to be 2023 as well, too. We shall see, but I'm just going to probably keep going with it. So every month I announce a new theme, and you just make an amigurumi to that theme in that month. And then you go over to my Facebook page, and you'll see two announcements under the feature tab. One is the announcement of the year-long make-along. So there you'll find all the themes, and that's where I post my pictures for the months that I made it in. In that post, you can ask questions, share ideas, stuff like that. And then you'll see another post for that month. For January, you'll see January's post announcing that month's theme. And you will find, that's where you'll post your finished amigurumi. That is where I'll go ahead and pull that. So this week, on the 1st, I'm hoping, if not, it'll probably be the 2nd. I try and go within a day or two. I give away a prize for doing that month's theme, and then you'll see the picture of the prize for that month. So you know you're on the right post for posting your amigurumi. You can also, if you don't want to post, you can also email me too as well. So this month, you have a chance to win a skein of I Love This Yarn print in the colorway Sandy Gray, and one of my stitch markers, and it's 100% acrylic for medium, and there's 252 yards on one of these. So you still have time. You have a couple more days to get your amigurumi posted. And then if you do an entry every single month, if you do an amigurumi, you get entered into a grand prize at the end of the year, which I probably won't do till January of next year. You'll get a grand prize, entered into a grand prize drawing to win a bunch of goodies for entering every single month. So, yes, this month's theme, or not this month, February's theme. So I decided I'm going to do fiber sources. What does that mean? That means you can make an amigurumi of an animal that we get our Yarny fiberness from. You could do alpacas, llamas, sheep, Angora bunnies, like wherever we can get yarn, where we get some of our Yarny fibers, you can make an amigurumi. This come about because I wanted to do a llama or an alpaca, whatever you want to call it. They're similar but different. We won't get into that discussion, but that's what I'm going to do. It's a llama for February. That's what I want to make. I don't know what pattern I'm going to do yet. I don't know what yarn I'm going to do yet because I want to finish my owl. I won't start the llama until I'm done with my owl, but I will probably, by the time I finish it, have my pattern picked out and my yarn too. So there's that month's theme. You should see a post updated in the Facebook probably today sometime. I'm not sure. But it should be today, if not within the next day or so. So, and then I'll also have, I didn't grab the prize. I didn't think of that till just now as I'm recording. I didn't grab the prize, but that's okay. There'll be a picture of it in the post as well. And then I'll be sure to show you guys next week on next week's episode. What else is going on? I do have, that's all the WIPs I have. That's what I've been working on all week. My plans for this week is the baby blanket and the owl, to get those done. I do have one finished item today. I do. Very proud of myself. It's a small item, but it counts, right? So, this is my hat bag. This is another bag my mama made me. And I have a finished hat. And it needs a little bit of fluffing, but nothing a little shaking can do. But here is my hat. Isn't it so cute? I just love how it turned out. So, let me tell you a little bit about this. So this hat was inspired because I got the Centro knitting machine for Christmas. I got the 48 pin, and I recently ordered the 40 pin. So, and I feel like I keep shaking you guys. Hold on, let me, there we go. What was I saying? So I got the 48 pin for Christmas, and I recently got the 40 pin as well too. And I was cranking out some hats with this yarn. I cranked out a hat in gray and a hat in a pink, and I've been feeling the inspiration for the hats lately. I was never a hat person, but I've been feeling the inspiration. So I wanted to crochet one too. And so I added on a nice fuzzy pom-pom, which is removable. I have it attached inside with a button. So you could just take it off, wash the hat, and then attach the pom-pom when you're done. And then I have placed one of my little tags here as well too, that I recently ordered, which I do plan on ordering some more because I love these tags. So, and yes, this is my hat. The yarn I used, which I still have quite a bit of, is this Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek Low Pill Fiber. To finish the hat, I used very little out of this skein, both of these skeins. This is mostly yarn barf that I had to wrap around because I used very little from it to finish off the hat. They're both from Hobby Lobby. Love this yarn. And it's 100% acrylic, 4 medium, 232 yards. This is the colorway Silver Gray. And this is the colorway Blush. I love this line of yarn from Hobby Lobby, and I've said that in my recent videos because I just love the colors. They're very muted. I have a couple more colors in my stash which I want to get out and do the same concept with. I did a hat on the knitting machine, one in the gray and one in the pink, and then I did a combination of the two on this hat. This is a kid size hat. The pattern I use is from Whistle and Ivy. Now, she does have a free tutorial on YouTube and a free pattern on her blog. I ended up purchasing this one. It's black and white. I ended up purchasing this one off of Etsy from her because I wanted all the color sizes. And this is the size 3 to 10. So she has baby 6 to 12 months and toddler 1 to 3 and teen adult. And this is the 3 to 10 size. So that's what I wanted, all the sizes. That's usually what I do when it comes to the kids' hats. I just want all the sizes for future reference, and then I put it in my collection of patterns. What caught my eye about this pattern was I have a Pinterest board of hats that when I feel in a hat kind of mood to make. And The pattern, or the picture on Pinterest was a red and white one. So I think it had a red brim, white here with the red little V's, and then the red top with white little V's. So, excuse me. It is not your show. My cat's trying to steal the show. Don't be back talking. Where was I don't know. Oh, I was inspired by the picture. And then I was using these colors on the knit machine, and then, oh, this come about. So, very excited about it. Now, for those of you that don't follow Crochet Creations by Christy, you need to, because she has a year-long make-along of hats, hats, and more hats. And I plan on entering this into that challenge, because basically you make a hat every month and you enter it for a prize. So be sure to check that out if you don't already. I do want to start a new hat. If I'll start it this week, I'm not sure. Because I did I did make another hat. Did I finish it? I don't think so. I did make another hat out of the same yarn line, but a different color on my knitting machine, and I was feeling inspiration from that color as well too. So I want to make a crochet hat with that color, same concept as I just did with that one, but yeah, I haven't decided on a pattern, but I need to get some of these WIPs finished up first before I do that. If that'll actually happen, I'm not sure. There's no rules if I want to start something new or not, but I need to get them under control. So that's all I've really worked on this week, but there are some other make-alongs on my Facebook page. One of them is the Snowman Along, which is coming to an end here in a couple days. That is a make-along that Christy and I are doing. Christy from Crochet Creations by Christy, and I. You can find it on both of our Facebook pages. Making anything in the snowman theme. We're doing a final drawing this week. So you have a few more days to get that entered. Be sure to enter on her Facebook and my Facebook, because that increases your chances of winning. We both have different prizes. And we do plan on recording sometime this week. So I think Tuesday. Yeah. Something like that. But anyways. So we have that going on. And also I have until February 19th, I believe, I have Over the Rainbow going on. The Over the Rainbow crochet along going on. What is that? Well, I'll tell you. So at the beginning of the year, I released this pattern. This is my second design that I released. This is Over the Rainbow. And if you get the pattern and make up one of these and enter it onto my Facebook, you have a chance to win this yarn. It's not the yarn I used, but it's the yarn I used. Make sense? No. So I used these colors, but I'm not going to give you the donuts that I use that are used. I'm going to give you full donuts of yarn. And the yarn I used in it is this Loops and Threads Cream Cotton. I usually don't use cotton a whole lot, or a mixture of cotton, but the colors is what inspired me. I wanted to make something with these colors, and that's what I was after, was the colors. They don't make these colors anymore, I believe, but they still make this yarn. And this was a limited time at Michael's by Loops and Threads. 324 yards, 4 medium, 87% cotton, 13% nylon. And this is the colorway Stone and Clay, and this has one of my stitch markers on it. And Golden Cream and Rose Sands and Dusty Rose. Look at those colors. That's where I got the inspiration from, was these colors. And I had the picture of the design in my head, and I just ran with it. I haven't touched my design in a few weeks, my next one. Haven't been in the right mental space. You hear her? It's been on a bit of a timeout because I wasn't getting it to work the way I wanted to. But that's okay. I have plenty to keep me busy. I'm enjoying the designing process, and I don't want to pressure myself to have something to release. I want it to be something that I loved designing. So I have to be in the right mental space, but that's okay. But you can also make my latest one in the meantime and win these yarns. That drawing, like I said, I believe it's February 19th. Yes, February 19th, that ends, and I'll do a prize winner probably the next day on that. So yeah, with those yarns, you can make a lot of these. You don't use a whole lot of yarn. So, and my pattern testers made some gorgeous ones. So yeah, very exciting. That's all I have to talk about today. Busy, busy, busy. Yeah, hopefully some more finished objects next week. And I think I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. So until next time, remember to keep that yarn running through those fingers, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.